Okay, let's go. All right, mic check, and we are live. All right. Welcome to the PNLCARTEL podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit the link in the description and follow us on X. That's where we post our daily active meme coin trades and positions. So if you're going to be tapped in on a day-to-day basis, make sure you are following us on X. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys some advanced tips and tricks utilizing Axiom Pro, which is a free trading site that you guys are going to be able to implement into your own trading strategies and increase your overall performance, turn up your P&L. This is not financial advice. I'm not advising you guys to go out and do anything. I'm going to simply show you guys some methods that I'm utilizing in my own trading systems and I found to be successful with. I'm going to do a Solana trading challenge with these methods at the end of the video, and you guys will see live time results on how this stuff works. Without further ado, let's get it going. So Axiom Pro is the site that I highly recommend. I've experimented with a multitude of different sites from Photon, Bullx, GMG, and you name it. Right now, Axiom Pro is the best as far as giving me this information fast and allowing me to snipe into these coins, without, wasting a lot of time. So it's a link in the description. You can sign up right away and have free access without any kind of waiting list. It's completely free. So when you sign up and you log in, you click on post, it's going to bring you to this screen that looks just like this. This is where I spend 99% of my time staring at this screen. You may have noticed it's a ton of tokens coming down this screen, and you might not really understand what's going on. I know some of you might already have some experience with this. You can fast forward to where I get into the filter settings and some of the chart breakdowns I'm gonna give you guys as I progress through this video. But I'm gonna make sure to break this down for some of the people that I know this might be their first time on the site. So I'm gonna take that into consideration, that you got your people that's looking for a complete tutorial, and I'm gonna try to make sure that I can give them as much of the information without wasting no time or going too slow. So when you go to Axiom, it's gonna bring you to this type of screen right here. When you go to post, right here, post. This is where I'm basically sniping at, man. This is where I make my trades from, right here. This is where I make my discoveries. This is where I catch my runners. This is what I'm staring at 99% of the time, as far as where I'm gonna execute a trade. It's 3 columns. This is the new pairs, this is the final stretch, and this is the migrated. Now, if you're not familiar with bonding curve and stuff like that, you might not be ready for this class. This is definitely not going to cater to the people who don't understand anything about the meme coins. But these are the coins that are coming out and being minted every second. You see these coins are literally coming out every second. This is like playing the slot machines, trying to, invest into this stuff. You're going to run out of money before they're going to run out of tokens. So I'm going to show you guys how to cut through this noise and really be a sniper and, preserve your ammunition and really take good shots at good targets. We're going to line up the scope with the target, and we're going to wait for things to come into that line of sight, and we're going to take that shot like that. We're not going to move the target. Once we set our target, that's what it is. So this final stretch are the coins that have kind of came out and made a little progress, got a little momentum, whether it might be finessed or not. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to filter out a lot of the the cons and the scams, the rugs, how to really audit these tokens and make some real good educated decisions on where you're going to invest your money at. And these tokens over here are the ones that actually made it through the complete bonding curve, and they actually have migrated now, which is onto the pump swap, which used to be radium, but now the tokens just bond right to pump swap. And this is what you're gonna find over here in this column right here. So I'm gonna show you guys right now. This is where you want to pull up a chair, pull out your notebook. I'm gonna show you how to break these filters down so that you can really cut through this clutter and really only see the real good runners. And this is what's gonna separate you from the crowd. Right here on the new pairs tab, right here, go under filters. I deselect radium, I deselect moonshot. I'm only focused on investing into pump fund tokens. Pump fund is where the volume at, it's where the money is at, so that's where we're gonna be sniping our tokens at. We're not gonna chase the money, we're gonna sit there as snipers and we're gonna wait for it to come to us. Pump fund is where the money is at, that's where we're gonna be at. The search key words section, we're gonna leave it blank. We're gonna leave this stuff right here blank. I'll cover this stuff in another video. I don't want to waste too much time without getting right to what's gonna really be of value. So this is the bonding curve. We're not gonna change any of this. When we get down here into where you see audit, I'm not gonna select dex paid or this ticker ending in pump. None of this is gonna really matter for what you're gonna want to take from this. Now, this is where it really gets into what matters. The age. So for this column, I'm only interested in seeing tokens that are 5 minutes or younger in this column for this particular scope. I don't even need 5 minutes. I'm usually only focused on the first minute or two. I just let them hang out on this column for 5 minutes in case I have to click into a chart or anything. I don't have to go looking for that coin. It's going to be in this column for 5 minutes, and that's it. Once it's 5 minutes old, it needs to move on, and that's how I'm going to set this up. So put that to 5 minutes. The top holders, top 10 holder, the max amounts, to make it real simple that you guys can remember, it's just going to be 40% down the board. Anything over 40%, I don't want to see it. I've seen some good runners that have, 30, 35% in the top 10. So you don't want to exclude that when you're a sniper, because you're getting in before the token has had a chance to even be diluted. And sometimes having an insider team is, a bullish thing. So 40% or better, I try not to even think about it, so I don't even want to see it. Dev holding 40%, same thing. If it's 40% or more, I don't even want to see it. Snipe, if it's more than 40% snipe, don't even show it to me. Insiders, if they got more than 40% of the supply, we're not going to even see it. This is what's going to save us a lot of time. Bundled, if it's more than 40% bundled, don't show it to me. Holders, I'm going to leave the holders blank. We're snipers, so we literally don't care how many holders are in the token. We don't mind going first. If the information is there, we're going to take that shot. Pro traders, we leave it blank as well. Sometimes it's good to see a few pro traders, because pro traders have similar type minds and they think alike, and if they all investing in the same thing, it's typically a good token. But I don't have to exclude or put anything in this section, so we're gonna leave that blank. You want to go right here to metrics. This is where we're gonna make some adjustments at. Liquidity, we're gonna leave it blank. Now here's where it matters. Volume. This is probably the most valuable section that you really want to take consideration to. We only want to see tokens that have went over $7,000 in volume. We really want to raise the bar for what we consider to be a good token. Anything under that is not having enough motion. And the market cap 6,000. So as you might notice there, I have the volume requirement higher than the market cap. That's going to give a little buffer cushion for the sell. We want to make sure that the volume is exceeding the market cap. That's really gonna give us some good targets to kind of take our shots at. And the last section is the socials. I click at least one social. I only want to see tokens that have at least one social. I really like tokens that have an X account, but I've seen a lot of runners that don't have an X account, so I still want to take a look at them. So just select at least one social, and we can go ahead and apply that now. And as you can see, this section has dwindled down to literally 3 coins, but as you can see, this is a copycat token, and you're only looking at 2 coins that's under the 5 minutes. And as you can understand right away, that's gonna make your sniping a lot easier. This is a token called Timothy. You can see the market cap is 14K, the volume is 17K. I always like to see the volume being a little higher, so that's a good token. As you can see, it's literally running right now. This, I'm not sure even how to pronounce that, but as you can see, is some kind of Binance trading penguin. Someone cloned it right away. One is 4 minutes old, one is 2 minutes old. $9,000 market cap, 42K market cap, and this one has, this is already bonded. Look, it's already over here. So this literally in the first minute have bonded, and it's rugging right now. But as you can see how fast they can move, and that's what you see in this section there. I'm sniping the tokens that are bonding. You see how already this didn't hit that fast. One was in our scope and it bonded that fast. That's what this is gonna do. Look what just popped into our sites. Hertz. So keep an eye on Hertz. 11K market cap. The volume is a little lower, so that's not what I like to see. But sometimes the volume doesn't update as fast. But as you can see, 11K market cap is starting to move. It's only 3 minutes. Where did it go? Right here. It's 4 minutes old, but it's starting to move. 11K. Y'all keep an eye on anything that pop up over here. You don't have a lot of tokens, so you really get a chance. Now let me show you how you kind of audit them and break them down, and then we'll move on and set up the next section. But Axiom Pro allows you to right away have a link to the X account. You can have a link directly to the website, the Telegram, the Pump Fund link. You can see the holder, the professional holders. This is what, when you use these sites like Axiom Pro, Photon, GMGN, BullX, they consider you a pro trader. This will show you the amount of people using those type of sites. That's where you see if it's some real professional eyes in that token. And this little crown, this will let you know if the dev has graduated any tokens before. If the dev has a history, like look over here, if this is a 9, this dev has graduated 9 tokens, but look at this one now, 2. So if you see that crown has a number, that means either the dev has or hasn't graduated that many tokens. So it's, a lot of things that Axiom is giving you right away to make a decision if you want to jump into that token. You can see the top 10 holder amount, 23%. Remember, we filtered this stuff down, so we only see stuff that's 40% or less. Right away, it'll let you know if the dev is still holding or if the dev has sold out. DS means dev sold. If the dev is holding, it'll show you a percentage amount. This is token snipers. The guys that have jumped in like us in the first minute or so, they consider snipers. It'll show you how many snipers are in the token. I should say the first second, not the first minute. This is the insider holdings. This will let you know how many wallets that are kind of connected on the insider level or in that sniper range or in the token. A lot of times, like if you look over here, if you look over here, you see these red flags for the insider holdings, and this last column is the bundle holding, the amount of the token that have been bundled. And if you're not understanding some of these terms, you definitely gonna need to go to a little bit more of a beginner friendly video, and catch up just a little bit, and then this will make a lot more sense to you. But most of the people here, they completely familiar with these terms. But this is the amount of the token that's been bundled. So right away, Axiom is giving you access to see all that stuff. Even this, if you hover over the image, you can see if it's been any other tokens with that same name and how old they are. Look, this one was a year ago. The market cap is 5K, so you can see that it's dead, but it'll let you know. Also, even the X accounts, if the X account has been used multiple times, it'll let you know. Right here, all these are clean, but we'll find one in a minute that's been look right here. This you have it 2. You can see that this token has used the X account twice. Once was 6 months ago, and the other one was 2 years ago. It was 2 different names. So Axiom is giving you a lot of stuff right on the sniper screen that you don't have to click off. Now you can, once you kind of jump into a token. Or the other thing, this is the trigger. This is called the quick buy buttons. You can adjust the amount. You can see I have it set for 0.1, and I'm gonna do the challenge for you guys with these 0.1s. But if you want to change that, you go right up here. Let's just say I want to snipe at 0.25 per snipe. Oh, not 125. Let's get that one out of there. 0.25. Now, as you can see, it's all the badges are at 0.25 for the snipe. So this is really useful for moving fast. But it's back to 0.1 right now. This is what you're able to do on Axiom Pro. Moving along, this middle column, final stretch. These are the tokens that are considered to be, outside of the launch range, and now they're moving towards bonding. But the thing is, we really need to define what final stretch is, because for one person, they might think that the floor should be something for final stretch, and I might not agree. So this is where I like to eliminate 90% of the tokens. I don't want to see anything coming out of Moonshot. Again, just punt fun. I leave everything else blank. Bonding curve, search. I'll show you guys in some other videos where I use this stuff at. But for this method, you don't need to change anything. We don't care if the DEX is paid or not. Or I'll show you as well. Axiom shows you if the DEX has been paid right on this site, so you don't even have to leave here. But we don't need to require any of that. We're getting in so early that the DEX might not have been updated yet. Now for this final stretch section, the age maximum is 2 hours. I don't want to see tokens over 2 hours, and that's really too old for me. I really like an hour or 90 minutes. If it's not going to bind in the first hour or 90 minutes, I'll just catch it with some other filters. As far as my sniper filters, if the token is over 2 hours old, I don't really want to see it, but it will hang out on that column for 2 hours, because we are giving it 120 minutes just to see what's going on for 2 hours. That's it. The top 10, again, I just go 40s down the board. Make it real simple for you guys to kind of remember. 40s in the dev holding, snipers, we're going to put 40% max, insiders. And you guys feel free to play with these settings. Again, I'm showing you it's working for me and what I do. Bundle percentage 40. A lot of this stuff I will manually see it, but I'm just getting this to eliminate most of that stuff so I don't just run myself crazy looking at so many tokens all day. Holders, I don't change any of that stuff. Metrics. Now this is important. Pull up a chair right here. Leave liquidity blank. Volume for the tokens in my final stretch, I need to see 20K in volume. Now I really like to see more money than that, but sometimes if it's a runner that just bonded, might be not even a minute old, and it's just hitting these numbers, I don't want to have to wait for the volume to get crazy to see it. So you will understand that I would like to raise the volume requirement, but sometimes I want to catch a runner quick too. So I put the volume at 20K. If the token got 20K, let me see it. Now the market cap, I make it a little lower than that, 18,000. So the volume needs to be a little higher than this market cap, and that's just going to allow for the 20K floor tokens to bounce just a little bit. Sometimes the 20K floors will run just a little under it and then come back, and I don't want to lose them, so I'm doing it with an 18K market cap and 20K on the volume, and that's it. I don't change transactions or the buys or the sales. I come over here to socials and I just hit at least one. I'm gonna apply that. Now let's look. 4 tokens in my curve now that's considered final stretch that I can snipe into. Now what do you see? The volume is always higher. Volume higher, volume higher. These are good tokens, and we're gonna really open up all of these. So this is really where I invest at. I don't snipe a lot of new pairs contrary to belief. This is where I make my money at. I like to catch them right coming in. Look, this is a little old and this is a little old. Well, these are all old tokens, so really none of this stuff is even hot as far as I'm concerned, but these is where I can now go into and open up a chart, and that's what we're going to talk about next, the TA section, and stack up a chart and catch some of these on maybe a wave 2 as they're about to go to the $50,000 bonding curve. As you can see, most of these tokens are right around that 2025. So if they 2x, they're gonna bond. So these are the ones, and they're all under 2 hours old. So these are good tokens, and we can go and see that distribution looks good. The bundle 20%, that's all good. Look, this is almost 30, but that's fine. You need some team to hold something. This is still a young token that's not even an hour old. You can hover over this and see what's this article about. I'm not going to spend too much time showing you guys all of this stuff as far as opening this up in this video, but I'm more just giving you the bells and whistles about Axiom Pro. But you can, see that I've shown you guys now how to look at our new pairs. We only have 1 token to do research on, and in our middle section, we have 4. So this is where you're going to be aiming as far as sniping something in that first minute or so. If it's not in the first minute or so, we're going to come right here and make our investments. Now, I do catch runners over here sometime, but typically I already saw them before they got over here. Now I'm gonna show you guys a different method for people that want to invest with a little bit more capital, a little bit more size. We're gonna go into the mature plays that have already graduated, and that's where we can scalp with a little bit more money. But as far as sniping into these new pairs, we're not putting that much money in these plays. So it's 2 different methods. So for this method, you only gonna be focused on new pairs and final stretch. Other than that, let me save the charting stuff for this part 2. We're gonna show you guys how to do TA and set up a chart so you can get great entries and great exits. We're gonna talk about some stop losses, some automated trading, setting your buys and sales, setting some what I like to consider trailing stop losses. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. So smash the like button, man. Make sure you follow us for part 2. This is some free game. Again, PNLCARTEL. This is not going to be no high-end edited video. I'm more focused on just really bringing you guys this content, and it's going to be super organic. So, man, I appreciate y'all time. If you made it through the whole video, you really are serious about this, and I really hope you do well. See you in the next one.